Okay, seriously, God has told me to ask you guys to stop, quoting Him, telling you what you think He wants, what He actually wants. All these things I keep hearing Christians do. Seriously, He wants you to stop. He is sick and tired of it. Okay, enough joking. Teasing aside, frankly, this is something that really annoys me. Is when Christians make assertions about the nature of God, what He wants, what He thinks, what He is, what He isn't. It seems to me it's just a bunch of people making bold assertions and claiming that this is God. You hear all the time that, God hates gays, God hates abortion, God is a God of love, and, He would never do anything wrong. And you get into the articles where they sit there and tell you the nature of God. God has to be an eternal being. God has to be outside the universe. God has to do this, do that. God has to be a caring, loving, personal being because it's the only way it makes sense. And you get all these things. They're basically bold statements without evidence or just assertions. And this really frustrates and annoys me because there's no reason to actually accept this. Even if God exists, all we really have is His claims from the Bible that He's any of these things. And if He's lying through His teeth, well then, you can't believe anything He says. And this is even assuming it's a Christian God. If there's a God exists, it could be the deistic God. It could be the Muslim God. It could be like the Roman gods, which have their own different personalities. Some are good, some are bad. You can't really sit there and say anything about God, because there's no evidence for any of it, let alone God. And it gets really annoying when it's not in the Bible. These are just statements that people say because it has to fit their preconceived ideas. Like the whole idea of God being outside the universe. Show me where that's in the Bible. You have God has to create things. He has to care about us, or He wouldn't have created humans in the first place. And these are just really ridiculous arguments and statements. Frankly, if God does exist, I think He's probably pretty sick and tired of each and every religious person telling Him what He thinks or doesn't think. It's just, I know I would be. But then again, I'm just projecting my idea, what I would want for God out into the universe. If anything exists that could be called God, it's going to be beyond our comprehension. It's not something that's going to fit into a neat little box that you want Him to, or even it or her or whatever. So I would really ask that people stop using these bad arguments and assertions. Stop asserting things that has no basis beyond your own opinion and need for something to be true. This really just bothers me a lot. Does anyone else get bothered by this whole thing? Let me know down below. Oh, and if you haven't posted on my 100 subs video, I'm almost at about a week, a couple more days, and I'll be posting my answers. So this is one of the last chances you guys will get to do it.